I highly recommend retirement.
Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting, January 20th, 2026. Would you please all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Misty.
Clements.
Here.
Morris.
Here.
O'Brien.
Here.
Weir. Here. Smock.
Here.
I'll take a motion to approve the regular meeting, January 20th, 26 agenda.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 5 is request to amend the agreement with Bergen KDV from 22.5 to 26.5 to 28.5. It's for the DOT audit. This was approved verbally beforehand because we needed this to flow so they could do the audit presentation. And that is for the DOT audit that we have because of Lafayette Road construction, and that is a requirement by the state. Take a motion to approve.
And, sorry, just before you take the motion, I will be abstaining from this vote as Bergen KDV is part of Creative Planning, which is my owner, of which I have partnership in. So I will
Okay.
abstain from this vote.
All right, thank you.
I move amendment of the agreement as stated.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That brings us on to 6, Bergen KDV, Dustin Opatz, FY25 audit presentation.
Beautiful. Thank you for approving that. That would have gotten kind of awkward had you not. So I appreciate that. So my name's Dustin. I'm with Bergen KDV. I'm a director there. 4 years with the city, 5? I don't know. It all blends together. But time flies
Yeah.
when you're living your best life.
I know.
But super excited to be here in front of you all. I don't know if you have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation that we provided, but I'll be going through most of the charts and the graphs in the communication letter, which is the thinner one. So if you want to follow along, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me. I have such a passion for city finance that if nobody stops me, I usually, will blow through the whole thing usually without taking a breath. So I first wanted to cover the different reports that we issue. So the first one being the independent auditor's report. It's the most important communication you receive from us. It's essentially what you pay us for, to come in, test, examine, issue an opinion on your financial statements. So we do give an unmodified opinion, which is the best we're allowed to give as your auditors. It states that everything is fairly presented on a cash basis of accounting in all material respects. We also do a government auditing standards report. So because you are a city in the state of Iowa, we are required to look a little bit closer at compliance with laws, contracts, grant agreements, and internal controls. And so we do have one material weakness finding, the lack of segregation of accounting duties, purely related to the small number of city office staff that you have. And it's the most common finding that we give. And then we also give an Iowa Code of Compliance report. So the Office of the State Auditor gives us a series of state statute checklists to check compliance with. And we only had one finding related to that test work related to the budget. So in Iowa, if you look at your budget, you budget by function: public safety, public works, culture and recreation, general government. So in Iowa, each of those individual functions is required to be under budget as well as in total. And so for this year, just one function was over budget. And so in total, you were still under budget, but because we have to do it by function, you're getting dinged for that. And then the final report that we issue is new this year. It's what Deanne was referencing, related to, we call it a single audit report. So anytime you receive over $750,000 of federal money, or expend more than $750,000 of federal money in a year, we have to look a little bit closer at compliance for that specific program. And so this year we picked on the highway cluster because that's the grant related to Lafayette that you received. And so clean opinion, no compliance findings. Completely clean from that standpoint, but something new this year. So we go from there to looking at the general fund, starting with, if you're in the communication letter, it'll be that very first graph, and then I'll just kind of keep going page by page. So disbursements exceeded receipts by $60,000. Overall, your cash balance in the fund did increase $209,000 to a high point of $2.2 million. The city doesn't. The city does not have a fund balance policy, and so something that we have recommended at some point in the future to look at. But at the end of the year, $2.7 million in that unassigned fund balance, which is about 14 months of expenditures. The next page, looking at receipts, so total general fund receipts did decrease about 4%. All of that was in intergovernmental, which decreased related to a water trails grant received in the prior year. Taxes and assessments increased related to a slight increase in the levy. On the disbursement side, total disbursements increased about 456,000. General government increased related to some city hall roof repairs, as well as hiring a deputy clerk. And then public safety increased related to being fully staffed, as well as just annual cost of living adjustments and wage increases. The next page after that looks at your enterprise funds, which are your sewer, sanitation, and stormwater. So the enterprise funds are expected to run like a business. Hopefully the amounts you're charging your customers are enough to sustain operations. So this first chart, you kind of have to take a grain of salt with the second chart. So this first one is operating income. It's purely, what do we bring in versus what does it take to run the department? So it doesn't include debt service costs, it doesn't include capital costs, and it doesn't include transfers to and from other funds. So the sewer is that green bar, and it looks very, very positive, right? Because, no debt, no capital. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Large increase in that sewer operating income this year. You started charging a wastewater treatment plant fee this year, as well as last year was artificially deflated because you had some Michigan lift station repair costs. And so a lot higher this year. Sanitation and recycling, those have historically been pretty break even year over year. So nothing I really wanted to comment on there. And so you have to take that graph with the graph after that, which is the cash position of that enterprise fund. Sewer, which is the green bar again, did have a slight year-over-year increase. And then sewer and stormwater and recycling rather are pretty consistent year over year. And that was all I had. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Again, Dustin, just double checking, it's been this way for a while, well, probably forever, but now that we're back up to what we feel is full staff with the deputy clerk and full-time city clerk, the segregation of duties, is there anything more without adding head count that we could do?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
We
tough.
asked.
Yeah, and I figured we're just again, and it's also good just for the public as they're watching that.
Sure.
It's not that we're not asking.
Right.
We
Yeah.
we can do better, but it's gonna come at a head count. It's gonna come as personnel costs, so.
Yeah, because a large chunk of it isn't even what people are doing day to day, it's what they have access to do. So the entities that don't receive that comment, they have a top person that doesn't have access to actually do anything in the system. They're purely reviewing, approving, whatever. And that's just tough to get away from as a small city.
So we're gonna get dinged no matter what.
I hate to say it like that, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
it's, without adding headcount, it's definitely a cost versus benefit decision. I mean, you could hire 5 additional office staff people and have them, sit half the time so that you could get rid of the comment, but, that's hard to justify.
It was really of great concern when we didn't have the deputy clerk, and then even worse, obviously, at a time that it was without the city clerk, and it was between the mayor and I.
Yep.
And, yeah, the checks and balances obviously was her and me, that was it. So which we're both very happy to be out of that
Yes, we are.
responsibility. But yeah, just, that was the only one, just to confirm that,
Yep.
hey, same findings, nothing's changed, but that's without adding head count.
Yep. No, that's a great question, but yeah, it's tough.
Any other questions, council? Well, thank you, Dustin. We appreciate you coming up and braving the cold weather.
I'm from Minnesota. I barely brought my jacket.
Oh.
Thank you all.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Dustin.
wait
We
till
appreciate
Friday.
you.
See you at the end of the year.
Thanks, Dustin.
Number 7 on our agenda is public comment. I guess we'll move on from there. Number 8 is approval of the consent agenda. I'll take a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 8, approval is of the resolution calendar, number 9. All items under the resolution calendar will be acted by one vote. I'll take a motion to approve the resolution calendar.
So moved.
Second.
And that'll be a roll call, please, Ms. Dean?
Clements,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Weir. Yes. Smock.
Yes.
10, Resolution 7028, authorizing and approving an amended and restated loan and disbursement agreement, an amended and restated sewer revenue bond. This is just really so exciting. Oh, for us, because we had to increase our sewer and do all that we've had to do to get our wastewater treatment plant into compliance. We originally had borrowed for $9,885,000 for our SRF loan for our rehabilitation to our sewer plant. However, we didn't end up asking for all that revenue. Costs came in a little bit less, plus the city was able to pay pretty consistently the engineering fees out of the sewer revenue instead of loaning for it. So what we're doing right now is we're amending that agreement from $9,885,000 to $7,988,000, which is a great thing because what that comes with, as you saw later on your agenda, I'm so excited. We also, with that, get to reduce our wastewater treatment plant fee. Woohoo! And because of that, not asking for the full amount that we originally loaned for, we also received a $700,000 forgiveness grant from the state revolving fund. So between those two, we're able to modify our rates, which is a great thing for us that live here and our residents that live here. So I'll ask for approval for that amendment.
I move passage of Resolution 7028.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Clements,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Weir.
Yes.
Smock.
Most certainly, yes.
Thank you, guys. Resolution so moved. 11, council to consider extended warranty for 2025 Can-Am UTV fire service vehicle in the amount of $4,200 with Dr. Motorsports. I had talked to Ryan. You guys saw the email. It was something that they've added. We haven't received our side-by-side yet, but it's something that was available once we did purchase it. So I didn't know what your thoughts are going to be on extended warranties, but
I'm all for it.
okay.
I mean, repair costs for those are up there, so,
Well, is that your motion, Mr. O'Brien?
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Second.
I would offer the only one that I specifically, I was waiting to say, because obviously I'm very close to the project, what rest of council had. The one I did offer up was simply for the tires and then also the battery. So the battery for life and everything's okay, but there is a $100 deductible.
Right.
Batteries are $100. So why would I pay $300 to cover what we potentially, now, if I misread it or if I'm interpreting it wrong, please, I want others to see it too. But there were a couple of them in there between the wheels and tires. It's also prorated, so again, it's not the full cost. So those were the two that, in talking with the chief, that I'm like, the big stuff, we try not to be hard on it, but it
It
can happen.
wasn't just a package warranty, like you could pick and choose the warranty.
My understanding was, yes, those were individually quoted and you could pick the ones that you wanted. Yes, Jeff.
Oh.
Yep, that was my
Well,
understanding.
I thought it was just like,
All or nothing?
Yeah.
That one. And I could be wrong. I might maybe have understood it incorrectly, but that was what I was at, is it was you could choose which features you wanted for the warranty. And again, if the council feels that it's worth for the rest, that's okay too. But those were just the two on there that I'm like,
Is it in the packet?
the memo?
Yeah,
Yeah, it just has them all listed. I thought it was just a blanket, this is the warranty or the extended warranty that you purchased. I didn't know it was piecemeal. You could pick and choose what part of the warranty you wanted.
Yeah, that tire and wheel one, that kind of seems like it's a no-brainer because if it gets driven like I think it's gonna, especially at
Into a
first,
fire.
they're
Brush
gonna
fire.
go through tires like crazy, especially driving on the road. So I mean, that's their grave if they want to keep buying us tires, I
I mean,
suppose.
a battery shouldn't go bad in that amount of time, but
Kept in environment controlled somewhat. Yeah, no, it shouldn't.
Yep, it was more that $100 deductible, to
Yeah.
where if we're gonna get into a
Yeah.
repair, you throw a rim, you throw a tie rod, you throw something with the suspension. Okay, yeah, now we're talking some better dollars, that $100 deductible isn't as much.
I can read this, just to explain it. The $2,500 extended warranty, so parts and labor is covered for 4 years. All mechanical and electronics, parts and labor. $734 for tires and wheel warranty, covers rims and tires for 3 years. $295 battery for life, self-explained. So we'll more than likely go through a battery a year.
No.
Okay,
Nope, we put them on battery tenders as well, so even if it sits for a time, it takes care of the battery, basically trickle charging and then discharging to
Okay.
kind of keep it healthy.
okay,
So, yeah, the Gator, I was a handful of batteries in the 20 years we had that thing, so it wasn't very many.
okay. And then $671 was wear care for 3 years, covers brake pads, belt, most importantly, parts and labor. It costs more than that just for a belt. So I guess long story short, it was 4,200. That was all wrapped into it though. Is that what you, or do you think we
Yeah.
could pull some of those out of there?
At least talking with the chief when we were going through, it sounded like,
Okay.
just in how we were phrasing, do we want all of these, or can we do without some? What's our thoughts? So, and again, I should have clarified that, but that was my understanding, and I could be incorrect.
The only thing that is going through my head with how outfitted this vehicle is with lights and whatnot is how hard that could be on the battery.
Sure.
Because the current goes through the battery. And, like running car stereos when I was young, you fried your batteries because you're putting way more current through than it's designed for. So I don't know if we've got somebody that's got one of these rigs that has had it for years, that in another department, another state, city, wherever, that we could call and maybe say, hey, what are you seeing with your use? Are you going through batteries? Are you keeping it on a tender? Might be good to know, because if it is gonna draw on that and we are gonna go through a battery a year, well, then maybe it is worth it.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Well, and it might be worth getting clarification on that, just because
Okay.
the math in my head, it isn't the battery, just to clarify, it isn't the battery that I'm worried about, $295 battery for life, it's the $100 deductible.
Okay,
And if the battery's $100 or less,
right.
I just replaced mine in my UTV and mine was sub 100. I wanna say it was like 60, 65 bucks, I thought. If we have to pay $100 deductible, why did we pay $300 to have it
Okay.
covered if we're paying $100 where the battery would have been cheap? So that's the only thing I think it'd be worth clarifying on that one, is just purely that deductible may not cover the cost of the battery anyways. So why would we pay $300 when the deductible would pay for it?
Right,
regardless.
okay,
But otherwise, yeah, the battery for life, if there was no deductible.
okay. I'll take a motion to table that then.
I would move to table that.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 12, request to accept the federal funding up to 1.5 million and state funding up to 500,000. Not both. It's, we'll go with the federal, first, if applicable, I said, for the Sixth Street Bridge project. Just need council's approval on that. We've been working, with Bolton and Wink for 2 or 3 years, Chris. As you all know, Sixth Street Bridge is, or maybe you don't, you'll know now. Sixth Street Bridge, we got, some pretty strong remarks that we needed to put it in our 5-year plan. from our bridge inspection that we had done, last year. Cause we'll have another one this next year. So the last one was in '24. And, you know, it's a federal requirement. We have the bridges inspected. Sixth Street Bridge has, several issues. One of them is, it's coming this way. It's, yeah, the abutment. And another thing is obviously the wood planks. We did purchase wood planks to repair them as they went out. We'll be able to use those. This is 100% grant. And we may just do something completely different. So, but it would be covered under this $1.5 million.
But by accepting that, are we locked into where we have to replace the bridge? Like if engineers come in and say it's gonna be a $3 million project,
No,
we're not locked in by accepting?
no.
Okay.
No. No, not at all. Cause we'd have to think of something else to do
Well, I mean,
at that
to
point.
replace that bridge, they gotta pretty much leave the old one up, build the new bridge.
Well,
You
that's,
have to-
there,
I mean,
we have a
it's-
little bit of wiggle room. We may be able to do that.
I mean, the last bridge inspection, the structure was good, right? It was just the decking.
The decking and the abutment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the abutment
But
erosion.
the main structure of the bridge is good.
What, it was a 4 on the rating, so. It was something that we were supposed to, in '24, we were supposed to do a 5-year plan. We were gonna get in that, in the next 5 years, we're gonna do something with that bridge. So, and then we heard about this grant, which is fantastic for the city, cause virtually it could cost us no money. So,
That's always a nice thing.
yep. Just take a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 13, request from Public Works to approve an amended repair quote with Murphy Tractor in the amount of $8,912.64 for the John Deere 310 SJ. This is, so the original amount of the quote, I think, was 29 and some change, 2912. These are the items, and it's regarding to the arms. So, and you and I discussed this, sometimes when they go to repair those, then they have more issues. It first started out with just one of the, whatever you call them, bushings, and now they're gonna replace all 6. Right. So I'll take a motion to approve the amended, repair quote.
Are we doing the, like, maintenance, greasing and, cause I mean, normally those don't just go, I mean, you know they're going out before they go out.
It's just loose.
Okay.
It's 15 years old, it just needs new knees. And we use it a lot for tree removal,
Yeah.
stump removal. So, and a lot of that cost is the line boring, so they have to line bore everything, because you can't just throw new bushings in it.
I just wondered how it got to the, where it needs a line boring.
Age.
Okay.
And this one came up, Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong, this is one of the ones that we were kind of looking at, just long-term where we have to land for a replacement.
Yeah, that's,
Just at the end of last year, Jeff, just before you'd come into office, we started questioning of just, okay, we're looking at repair costs, age on it, where, you know, where do we go? And, obviously this one's in front of us to get it functional now, but that question did get proposed of just, is she getting too old?
and this one, you know, that was a question that was, that we'll talk about more at our next budget meeting. We are looking at 2 pieces of new equipment, that we have availability to lease. But, you know, even though we've done all this work and it seems like it hits the agenda a lot, for the 544K, it's been 32,000 in 5 years, you know, over that time period. And it's, you know, it's 16 years old this year. So, and we use it every single day. The other one is the 310 SJ, And it says, it's right behind the 544K. We've 29,000. With this, it'll put us over the 30. And again, that's in the last 5 years. So, you know, when you have new equipment, you're not spending money, but, you know, when it's starting to age, we've never done anything with this particular arms before. They never had the bushings replaced or anything like that. So it's 16 years of wear and tear. So,
And it's good just, I mean, obviously not relevant today, but just to ask the bigger questions of, okay, is it gonna nickel and dime us? You know, we can repair
Right.
it till we're blue in the face.
right,
Is it good money after bad, or is it still saving money, you know?
Right.
Especially like everything, new tractors as a whole are ugly, ugly prices, like just
yeah,
dumb level.
yeah,
10 grand, I'm in. I'll just do 10 grand every time compared to a new unit.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it's a good question to ask, just to make sure that
Yeah.
we're spending the money in the right spot.
These are the same questions we ask ourselves and, you know,
yes.
in our daily lives as well.
Yes.
You know, when does it make sense to
Right,
do something different?
yeah.
How much more duct tape can it take?
Exactly.
Hey, I've duct taped my truck before when I was still driving it. Oh, my God.
I move passage of the amended repair quote.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 14, request from Public Works to approve repair estimate with Murphy Tractor in the amount of $2,225.93.
And is
Do you
this
want to
on the
address that
same
one, Chris?
Yeah, this is
Do you want to come up here so
Yeah.
everybody can hear?
Yes.
Thank you.
I thought, oh, yeah, I did have that with me.
We have some cylinders that are seeping, that they need to be repacked, good-sized cylinders. So, that's what that's for, 2 of them, I believe.
Yeah,
And the valve body, wasn't it?
Is that what it says?
what does that say?
Said a valve body and a cylinder.
Yeah,
Arm cylinder reseal.
rear arm
Valve removal
cylinder
and
reseal
reseal.
and power sear valve
Hydraulic
removal and
hose.
reseal.
Yep.
And remove leaking hydraulic hose and replace. Yeah.
Yep.
Would make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Opposed? Thanks, Chris. Now for the fun stuff on our agenda.
Finally.
I know. So there was, item number 15, is actually recommended by our city attorney. There was some concern, especially from our city clerk, because the city of Fairfax had quite an issue. I don't know if any of you know about it, but, where they didn't reappoint the city clerk
I was gonna say, are you trying
because it was,
No, I want some
because there was. yeah.
stability here.
If you really want some nighttime video, you might want to just watch their council meetings. Anyway, it was there. You know, Misty belongs says ClerkNet. It was kind of blowing up because, you know, when you're dedicated to your job and you have to be reappointed every time the mayor gets elected for our city, or for all these cities, you have to be reappointed. You know, it could just be simply a conflict of personalities. Anyway, so the recommended is to, the city clerk would be appointed, but that would be until they retired or decide to move on, or
Like
all
any
the
job.
same, yeah, all the same, of course, all the same HR rules would apply to her position as they do anybody else in the city. That being said, would you please make a motion to pass the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Clements,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Weir,
Yes.
Smock.
Yes.
Number 16, ordinance 711, amending the fees for wastewater treatment plant improvements in the first reading So our fees were set to go to, effective, July 1st of 2026, $29.18 a month. And now they will be reduced to $22.50 per month. So you can go back and buy that coffee every day or once a month at Starbucks.
No, support our local businesses. We got
Barnwood
Barnwood
Brew.
Brew, we've
Oh,
got
Barnwood
Casey's and Quick
Brew,
Stars. and
Casey's or Quick Star.
Keep it here.
Yeah, Barnwood Brew, they do have some really good coffee. So does Casey and Quick Star. So anyway, I'll take a motion to approve the first reading of that ordinance.
Okay. Question of clarification.
Yep,
So the wastewater treatment plant fee, not the sewer fee?
that is correct.
Okay. So it will be $61.50 a quarter, just like the sewer fee? They'll both be $61.50?
No, it'll be $22.50 per month.
Per month?
Yep.
Yeah, sewer is $20.50.
Okay.
Yep. It's set out in our ordinances as a monthly cost
So it'll be
instead of quarterly.
$67.50 instead of currently $86.67.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Increase of 1917?
A quarter, yeah. Yes.
I move passage of ordinance 711, first reading.
Second.
Roll call, please, Misty.
Clements,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Weir,
Yes.
Smock.
Yes. I like it. We need find another one of those for next year.
I know, right? That was such great news. It was just, yeah, it was wonderful just because, you know, we hear, we hear the residents come in and, you know, I pay it too. So, you know, I'm cheering in my own corner that we get to do this, not only for me and council, but for all the residents in the city of Evansdale.
And we've managed to keep the sewer fee itself
Yeah,
where it is for several years.
yes, we have.
Yeah, we're still low in general. I mean, even our property taxes and things. But I absolutely can appreciate that nobody loves increases, you know, unless it's something you want to spend your money on. So
Right.
I 100% agree with that. So when the increases are necessary, and we've tried to find all solutions, then okay, you know, that's my position on it. But the fact anytime we can always not implement a new tax, not implement a new cost, and especially reverse it, you know. I'll give it, you know, credit to the mayor and to obviously the council that just passed the first reading tonight. We didn't have to do that. We didn't even have to bring it up.
Right.
It was just set in the bank account. Well, any chance possible, I can always appreciate trying to level set things
Yeah,
for the needs.
yeah. I'm in agreement with that. Mayor council reports. I don't think I have anything. I'd like to schedule another budget meeting for the 3rd at 5 o'clock as well. And if you have any questions, you know, regarding the budget between today, well, hopefully tomorrow, and our next meeting, please don't hesitate to reach out. Or if any, I'm always open to new ideas.
Yeah, please,
Council?
please.
Nothing.
Don't believe I've got anything.
Okay. I'll take a motion to adjourn then.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Have a great night, guys.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Stay warm.
Go on,